Alrighty guys, my name is vCity Adaams, and this is a dual com on a GB gameplay of Firing Range CTF. The team we are playing in this gameplay, they're not too good, they're not too bad. I think the record about this time was about 2-0. Our record ourselves is about 35-0 now, the highest unbeaten record on the ladder. Not trying to brag or nothing, but yeah. So I'll introduce myself first, and then I'll let my teammate introduce himself. I'm vCity Adaams. My full name is Martin Adaams, hence the gamer tag. I'm 17 and I'm from Scotland. I'm not Irish. Some people tend to get confused about that. So I'll let Reese introduce himself now.
Hello, I'm vCity Gahoy. My full name's Reese Owen. I'm 15. For those of you that wondered how I started GB, I first heard about GB in 2007 when COD 4 was out. I weren't too good then, I just started it with some Xbox friends. So I got bored of it because I weren't too good. So back when Modern Warfare 2 first came out, that's when I first started taking it serious. I met Perfecto and we formed a team with one of my schoolmates, which I no longer play with. And we currently play with Adaams, me, Perfecto and Smithy.
How did you meet Smithy?
I met Smithy through Perfecto. I think Perfecto met him in a public game on Modern Warfare 2.
Alright, well, for those of you, as Reese says, that are interested to know how we got into GB, I myself started around about the time Reese started, when COD 4 first came out. I was getting a bit bored of public COD 4, and I was just looking about the internet, found out about GameBattles.com. And then it just went from there. I wasn't really that good back at the time of COD 4. The best record I think I got was about 4-0 in doubles. As you can tell, that's pretty poor. And nowadays, so yeah, Reese, do you want to go on a bit about what Game Battles is for those of the subscribers that are coming over from vCity Gaming, the competitive sniping team?
Yeah, well, GB is basically just like competitive sniping, but instead you use regular guns. You use like all the game modes depending on which rules you play. So you can choose to use like equipment, anything, but my team, we just play everything disabled except for perks.
Yeah, we don't play any shitty rules like radar on and all that. Speaking of radar on, I was stupid enough to accept one of them last night and my team was going crazy at me. But never mind that. So I'll tell you about how we formed, how we got our team together and how we met vCity. We first started off about 5 or 6 months ago when I met Perfecto in a random public lobby. Was just speaking to him. He was in one of my teams before that, back in MW2, but he knows himself he wasn't very good at the time, so he did get kicked. Just because he was a bit poor at the game at the time. He knows himself he was a bit poor at the game. But he's probably the most improved player I've ever seen. He used to be pretty rubbish at MW2, but now on Black Ops he's one of the best players I've seen. I'm not trying to big him up or anything like that. But anyway, SX I think it was, setting examples. That was our first team name. As I said, I met Perfecto in a random public lobby. At the time then, he already knew Gahoy and Smithy, so it just went from there. I was looking for a team myself, and he said, would I like to join his team? And I did so. So I joined his team, and it just went from there. We were SX, we were a Black Ops team. We still are a Black Ops team until MW3 comes out. We'll be passing on over to that. But how we got together with vCity, basically, what I wanted to do is I was on most of the major competitive sniping channels and YouTube channels, just sending around messages, asking all the sniping teams whether they would like a competitive team or not, because game battles on YouTube, you don't get that much subscribers and you don't get that much recognition, but competitive sniping in the YouTube side of things, like trick shot and stuff like that seems to get a lot more recognition than game battles does. So we wanted to get together with one of them so both of us could get more recognition, and luckily enough vCity got back to us, and well, #1 EU for MW2, I'm sure it is. they got back to us, and it just went from there. Nomi and Solzy were good with the idea, and we're just glad they gave us this opportunity. So now I'm going to let Reese talk a bit about how the YouTube channel, what we're going to be doing with that. So on you go, Reese.
Right, well, basically, with our team channel, we're going to try and upload anything from montages, mini-tages, team tages, gameplays, live comms, everything, you name it. Fails as well. And once we all 4 of us get PVRs, because there's only 2 of us at the moment, we'll try and upload a video a day at least.
Just expanding on Reese's point there, we're going to be doing tips and tricks videos for those of you that want to improve at game battles, for those of the competitive snipers that want to get into game battles. I suggest you do, because Perfecto, he used to be a competitive sniper himself. I don't know what competitive sniping teams he was in, you'd probably need to ask him himself. But once he moved over to game battles, he never went back to competitive sniping. He really loved game battles more than he does competitive sniping. And I've also spoke to Nomi, who does love an odd game of game battles as well. So for those of you that are out there wondering whether you should get into game battles, it's free to play. I suggest you sign up, because it's once you get bored of COD 4 pubs, COD MW2 pubs, Black Ops pubs, it's just a way to a hobby if you must. So guys, we're going to get Reese to talk a bit about what guns and perks you should be using in game battles, just for some of you that are inquiring about that sort of stuff. So,
well, it all depends on which rules you play, but for the rules that I play, Black Jacket's disabled, so basically you really want to be using lightweight on almost any game mode. For domination and search, I mainly use sleight of hand. Demolition, I tend to use hardened sometimes, because it's just easier to shoot through that bomb when they're defusing. Also, one of the most overpowered guns in the game is the FAMAS, so if you're having trouble, you might want to stick that on. Might help you.
Yeah, that's my favourite gun. You always see me using that, don't you, Reese?
Yeah.
So Reese, what's your favourite gun and perks, and what's your favourite class, basically?
Well, most of the time I like to use MP5K, or I love to use a bit of the AK-47 or G11, but sometimes you're forced to use the FAMAS, because sometimes you're playing against teams and they're all using FAMAS, and you get overpowered a lot of the time. That's why I say... That's why I say...
You just get no chance against the FAMAS.
Yeah, no, that's why I say, if you get in a bit of trouble, then just pull your FAMAS out, because it helps a lot.
I'd say my favourite class is probably the FAMAS, as you probably already know by my earlier comment. Probably I'll go through my full class setups. Probably the FAMAS Red Dot, Golden Camel, because I'm a public sweater. Python Speed Reloader, Lightweight Pro, Sleight of Hand Pro, and Ninja Pro. You always need Ninja Pro, for those of you that don't know. Most of you should know that, but Ninja Pro is a necessity when you're playing competitive gaming. Right, so guys, we're just going to pop a bit of music at the end of this video. For those of you that are interested in whether we're recruiting, or whether you can scrim us, stuff like that, we're currently not recruiting. We've got a 4-man solid roster, so we're not really looking for anyone at the moment. Nomi is on some of our rosters, but that's only the teams who don't fully sweat, like our 35-0 roster on Black Ops Team EU. For those of you that want to check out GameBattles.com, I'll pop a link in the description, and I'll pop another link in the description for those of you that want to check out our team records. So don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and if you could give us a bit of tips on how to improve our commentaries in the comments below, that'd be really helpful. So thanks guys, thanks for watching.
So make some noise while you've got time. Take this poison for your mind. Who knows, you could be gone by this time tomorrow. And I don't know where we're going.